Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Alex, and today I have for you another super cool card trick. I'm really excited, so let's just get right into it. So, with this, I have a normal deck of cards, just to show you guys. I'll give the deck a quick mix too, just to start out. A quick shuffle, do a couple mix, and we are good. Alright, so for this, I'm going to shuffle a deck, and my goal is to figure out what your card is, even with the deck shuffled, or where it is even. So, let's start out by having spectator pick out a card. So let's say they pick out this card, doesn't matter. Alright, and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to show you guys the card, what it is. And then once you have that, you throw it anywhere in the deck, let's say right there, and then they can mix it again. A quick shuffle, and now your card is gone. So this is difficult because I don't know what your card is or even where it is, right? But if I think hard for a second, I already know that your card is the 3 of diamonds. Now you might be thinking, I'm looking at a different screen on my monitor, or doing tricks with some camera so I know where your card is. I'm going to show you that's not the case. I know where your card is before we even look at it. So let's give the deck another quick shuffle. This, not overhand shuffle. Alright, this time, just convince you, I'm going to dribble through a deck just like this. And usually I would have the spectator yell stop, or they can even stick their finger in the deck whenever, just so you know I'm not forcing you to choose a card. So let's say they yell stop right here, right? Now before we even flip over a card, I already know where your card is. Your card is the Jack of Clubs. And as you can see, if I flip it over, your card is the Jack of Clubs. And you could have chose any card. Honestly, it's completely random and stopped at any point. Even, you could choose 2 cards. I'm going to throw out 2 random cards. And I know what 2 cards they are. Let's say they want this one. Me to start with this one. 4 hearts. There you go. This one right here, I already know what it is. Jack of Diamonds. And there you go. So yeah, guys, really cool card trick here. You're probably mind blown right now, like, how the hell did he do that? Well, I'm going to show you guys how it's done. It's super simple and super cool. So for this trick, or you can make it however you want, or do it however you want, but what you're going to need for sure is what I call a mark deck. Now, if you look very closely at the top of every card, you can see that it's colored in or marked. So here you can see the center's marked, and then the side's marked as well. I'll give another card as an example too. You can see the bottom's marked on this side, and then over here it's also marked. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to make that mark deck. And that's how I know what card you guys are going to choose every time, is I'm just simply looking at the back of every card at the very top. And that's how I know what card it is. So yeah, let me go ahead and show you guys how it's done with the normal deck. So first thing you're going to need is a bicycle deck. And the reason for that is because they have this sort of texture at the top, or this design, so that you can actually mark it. So get yourself a bicycle deck if you don't have one. One that you don't mind also marking as well. So once you have that, you're also going to want like I would say a ballpoint pen. That's what I recommend. Or you could use a marker as well. Just something to fill in with the same color. Now, since I'm using a red deck here, I just chose a red pen. Over here, I used a black deck that was already marked. And I like this one better because I just use a Sharpie, and it's harder to see for people, so they won't notice that. So either way works. This time I'm going to use a red pen with this red deck. So I guess I'll start off by saying there's 2 things you need to know, right? When you look at a card, you need to know the suit of the card. So that could be, hearts, spades, diamonds, or clubs. And then you also need to know, what the number is, or what the face card is, like Jack, Queen, King, or what number is 2, 3, 4. It doesn't matter. So how you're going to do this is, let's look at the first card, for example. So you can see it's the 5 of spades in this case. So at the very top, the top dot, you're going to want to look at this circle first right here. The top dot is going to be a 2, and then going clockwise, it's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way around. And then at the if it's a 10, you're going to want to color in the circle dot. And then for Jack, it's going to be the circle dot and the top dot colored in together. Queen's going to be center dot, and then where the number 3 would be, you would color in that dot as well. And then King is going to be center and then to the side. And then Ace is going to be, you're not going to color in anything. It's just going to be blank like this. So let me do a couple just so you guys have a better idea. So again, this card is the 5 of spades, right? So 5, I'm going to go to the 5th dot or the 4th dot to the right because you're starting with 2, right? So 2 is going to be the top one, 3, 4, 5. And let me color that in really quick so you guys can see. Perfect. All right, so as you can see now, I colored in the 5th dot. And it looks like the 4th one, but that's because we're starting at 2 from the very top. So that's number 5. Now the next step you want to look at is this right here, this little area. So you can see there's 4 dots in that small area, and those are going to represent the suits. So the order I like to do from left to right is going to be spades, hearts, clubs, and diamonds. And the way I remember that is kind of by the corners. So like for spade has one corner, it has that tip at the very top. Hearts have those 2 lumps, or I don't know what you call it, at the very top. So I think that's 2. And then the clubs has 3 of those corners, so that's the 3rd one to the right. And then diamonds has 4 corners, so that's the 4th one to the right. So in this case, it's a 5 of spades, right? So since it only has 1 corner or 1 tip, I'm gonna color in the first circle, first little dash on the left. So let me go ahead and do that, show you guys what it looks like. All right, so there we have it. So as you can see, right here where my finger is pointing, I color in the first dot. And now when I look at this card quickly, I know that's going to be the 5 of spades. And you're going to want to do this for both sides when you fill in. So not just the top side, but also when you flip it over, you need to do this again. Just because you never know which way the card is going to be facing. Let's do another one as a quick example. So it doesn't matter what card. Let's say, in this case, it's the 2 of clubs. So again, this one's going to be easy because all I'm going to need to do is fill in the top one. So let me go ahead and do that really quick. Color in that top dash where the numbers are supposed to be. So there's your 2. And now we know it's the 2 of clubs, right? So there's 3 corners. It's going to be 3rd one to the right for this second little circle. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that in really quick. Perfect. And there we have it. So we have the 2 of clubs. And yeah, you're pretty much just going to go through the whole deck and do that. I will let it dry out for a second. I wouldn't recommend putting it on top of each other every time you finish this, just because it might smudge onto the cards. But yeah, this is probably the only trick where you'll see I'm using kind of a gimmick or marked deck. Most of my tricks, they're just using a normal deck of cards, and you don't have to do stuff like this. But for this, once you complete it, it has such a great effect because you literally know what card they pick before they even pick it. And that's one of the most powerful effects you can have, or controls you can have, is once you know their card in your mind, like you could do whatever you want with it. As long as you remember it. So let's say they pick this card. You know, I already know it's the 4 of diamonds because I'm using my marked deck. And then once they have that and see that, they can throw it anywhere in the deck. You can shuffle it or do whatever. And then all you have to do, like what I usually like to do is once they shuffled it, I would go through the deck, look for their card, and just say, I don't know where your card is. And then once I find their card, I would place it on the top. And then I would do a double lift, show them, this is your card, right? You know, I know this is your card. They would say no. And then once you do that, they can just touch it or do whatever. And then you can show them that, boom, there's their card. That's something I like to do. It gets a great effect, great reaction every time. But yeah, guys, that is the marked deck for you guys. It's super easy to do. it's going to take a little bit of setup, but once you have it, you're going to have this marked deck forever, and then you can always do tricks with it. Also, one other thing I want to mention, when you do this trick, you don't want to do it too many times in a row, because they might start to catch on and see that, you know, you're looking at the back of the cards. Some people are like super analytical, and they'll start to realize, oh shoot, like, you know, this is marked deck, they can see the top and stuff. So I would do it maybe once or twice and then come up with something else as far as figuring out what their card is. But yeah, that is the trick, guys, for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.